Namaste, everyone, and welcome to Anchor to Light. Thank you very much for being so patient. I know a lot of you have mentioned that you're missing the Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule we have. Well, I travel and teach, so I do my best to make it up. So before we start, let's ask for blessing, shall we? To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, Holy Masters, Saints, Archangels, Holy Angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Chokok Sui, Mahaguji Meiling, we humbly ask for divine light, divine love. Thank you for your guidance, help, healing, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. Right, so today we're picking a quote from Rumi, the amazing Persian poet, and he says, "When you lose all sense of self, the bonds of 1,000 chains will vanish." Okay, we're not telling you to forget who you are, but it goes a little deeper than that. So let's just talk about it. When you say self, most people's perception of the self is what they perceive as what's put together by either themselves or other people of who they are. And to dive deeper into spiritual teachings, essentially, it's whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking, whatever your body's experiencing, you put it all together, that's a person's perception of I, or what you call your identity. And unfortunately, unless a person has some form of deep spiritual inclination, there's a tendency to identify the I as what's going on physically, mentally, and physically, emotionally, and mentally. So, for example, when a person's going through heartbreak or they're going through anger, at that point, their perception of I are those emotions. So it's just like the metaphor we always use. If you have a pianist playing on a piano, produces music or noise, guess what happens? The pianist, when they get so into it, they become the music, they become the noise. That's basically what happens. Is it good or bad? Well, in the case of a pianist, if they're a good pianist, then it's good. But when it comes to everyday life, it could be good, it could be bad. So again, going back to that example, when a person's angry about something or someone or particular circumstance, when that anger becomes them, that particular person, then the anger takes over every thought, every emotion, every action that comes after that. That's why you talk to some people, they go, I don't know, I got so angry, I beat up someone, or I did something really bad. Oh, I can't believe I don't know what got over me. I couldn't control myself. There you got it. They say, I couldn't control myself. So what happens is the emotions become the I. Well, the opposite could be good. If a person is feeling lots of love, lots of joy, so that in that case, that's good. At least in a small picture. In the big picture, it's still not good. Let me explain. That's why when I read this, I go, oh, this is a good meditation for most people. It says, when I lose all sense of self, the bonds of 1,000 chains will vanish. What is that chain? So you see, that's called chain in that, maybe in that culture, but in the Hindu and Buddhist tradition, that's what you call entanglements or attachments. So when the soul is entangled, attached, or chained by the emotions and thoughts and sensations of the body, guess what happened? Their sense of self is only what's going on in their life, not the true self, which is the spiritual self. So that's why you've heard this so many times from me already. One of the deepest lessons a soul can learn in life is first to disidentify from what the body's experiencing, what the feelings are, and the thoughts are, because those are all creations of the soul. The minute you make those creations become so strong and let them control your life, the creator loses its identity as the creator of the thoughts, feelings, and the actions. Then the thoughts, the actions, and the feelings, which are the creations, put together becomes the person's I or the reality. Then problem starts. That's the start of the fall. So if you talk to most people, I'd say about 80-90% of the population, that's their perception of I. And when things go wrong, things are not going their way, They feel depressed, they feel angry because their I just went down, right? And when things are doing great, they feel wonderful, they feel amazing because their perception of the I is the data getting from their thoughts, emotions, and body, so everything's great. So life is like a roller coaster. But in reality, same lesson we've been sharing for the longest time, those feelings, those thoughts, those actions or sensations in the body are not the I. The minute you make them stronger and let them define who you are, that's that. That's where the problem starts. And at some point, it becomes a cloud that controls every thought, every emotion, every action we have. So now the soul becomes the puppet of the thoughts, the body, and the emotions. Now, here's the good news. I think it's the good news. When things get so bad and things get so painful, at some point the soul says, wait. I'm not this pain, I'm not this emotion, I'm not these thoughts. Then it pulls itself out. Or there's another way to getting there without the pain. You know what it is? Just listen to spiritual teachings and practice your meditation. Because by you listening to this and whoever your spiritual teachers are, one of the main goals in spiritual teaching is allow the soul to disentangle itself from these thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations. Just by disentangling, a person feels like, I'm free. And guess what you do when you go to church? Or you go to a place of worship, temple, synagogue, mosque, whatever your spiritual practice is. You're setting aside everything in your life from your wants, your needs, everything. Family, work, you're just setting it all aside. Oh, I just want to spend my time with God. What do you think you're doing? You're pushing aside anything the body wants. That's why some of you do fasting. You're pushing away any feelings or thoughts. That's why you have stress, you have anger, you have happiness, you joy. You set all of it aside and say, I'm just here to pray to God. I'm just here to talk to God. Right? In whatever religion you have. So at that time, what you're doing is actually temporarily disidentifying, disentangling your consciousness from every thought, every emotion, every desire you have in your everyday life to just spend time in prayer. What do you think you're doing? You're trying to rediscover who you are. So, to go back to that quote, to make it a little more sensible for all of us, when you lose all sense of self, this is talking about the sense of self, which is simply the perception coming from the body, the emotions, and thoughts, guess what happens? The bonds of 1,000 chains will vanish. What are those bonds? The thing that pull you. So if you don't do your meditation, you don't do your spiritual practice, you don't take the time to have your prayer time, guaranteed chaos. Guaranteed. Because if you don't take the time to pull yourself out, guess what happens? You're swimming in it, and as you swim in it, that becomes the I. So if you look at the general population, that's where they are. That's where they are. That's why it's easy to manipulate the public. All people who know what to do is just get them triggered emotionally, mentally, their deepest fears, their deepest concerns. All the people who know what to do, they just trigger those. Left, right. Oh, trigger some fear in you. Oh, trigger some worrying about you. Trigger some sexual excitement. Trigger this. And that's what social media does. So, people don't realize they think they're in control. They're not in control. It's the emotions and thoughts that are being triggered that control them. So everybody walks around in a cloud. But if you pull yourself out of that cloud, even for a few minutes a day, in doing meditation and spiritual practice, you're able to see it like, oh, this is not what's happening. Things are really not that bad. The media's manipulating it. Because when the media triggers something or says something, your emotions get triggered. That emotion gets so strong, you talk about it all day long, that becomes the I. That's it. That's one of the reasons why we keep doing these anchor light meditations. Hopefully, if you catch a few of them a week, at least you're able to take the time to have that stillness and peace. Otherwise, good luck. 1,000 chains control the soul. Now, you notice I used the word spiritual self. I didn't say Catholic self, Buddhist self, Muslim self. What am I missing? Hindu self, Christian self. Because those are all packaging. They're packaging. The soul is none of them. Keep that in mind. But each of these traditions have their way to remind the practitioner of their spiritual self, either through prayer, either through rituals, either through going to pilgrimages. All of those, on the highest level, are doing the same thing, trying to wake us up to who we really are. That's why, again, the Buddha, when he was being worshipped as God, he said, I'm not God, I'm awake. So when these entanglements get so strong and the person is so controlled by those thoughts, emotions, and sensations of the body, technically, the soul is asleep to its true nature. That's why the Buddha says, I am awake. Most people are asleep. They're sleepwalking, controlled by the thoughts, emotions, sensations of their body that were what? Thrown at them by society or by themselves. You notice that every time we do meditation, we always start with, I'm not the body, not the emotion, not the thoughts, I'm the soul. I'm not just doing that to just keep repeating something for nothing. It was done on purpose so that you and I know for a fact who is meditating. I'm not the body, not the emotion, not the thoughts. I'm the soul. If I'm the soul, then I'm the one meditating. By saying, I'm not the body, not the emotion, and the thoughts, we are disentangling, right? Disentangling so that you can spiritually wake up and say, oh, I'm not any of these. Then you affirm, I'm a spiritual being of divine intelligence. That means I get to control the thoughts I create. I'm a spiritual being of divine love. That means I get to regulate and control the feelings I create. I'm a spiritual being of divine power. That means I have the ability to use will to control the sensations and the wants and the needs of the body. Then you affirm it again, I'm the soul. Then at that point, you feel a freedom of disentanglement. Then you realize, wait a minute, I sense that the I is bigger than what I'm sensing here in this shell called the body. Then as you experience that stillness, you realize, oh, there's a part of me that's beyond the physical world. That's the higher soul. It's not separate. It's one and the same, but in a more expanded form. It's just like if you have a bottle with air in it, the air is also around it, inside and out. When you remove the cap, guess what happens? That air is now experiencing that it's part of the atmosphere. That's why you say, I'm one with my higher soul. Without first disentangling ourselves from the body, the emotions, and thoughts, the soul is always, write this down, imprisoned, in chains. That's why people suffer. So when Rumi said, when you lose all sense of self, he's talking about the lower self, the entangled self, the bonds of 1,000 chains will vanish. Freedom. That's that. Very simple. So, simple lesson, right? Now, it's interesting. This past week I was in Chicago teaching Healer's Mastery. And, we do demonstrations and things like that from panic psychotherapy. There's this woman who is in the military. She's a veteran. and PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, right? She was in the military, and she even what this person saw and felt. So at some point, even after leaving the military, all those thoughts and emotions, those thought forms are so strong, it caused so much stress and emotional turmoil, even physical symptoms. That person has gone through so many years and many years of therapy, even traveled to other parts of the world to go through intense detox and everything else. It's still there. When we did the demonstration on panic psychotherapy, where we understood, listen to this, every thought, every emotion is not the I, it's simply energy generated by the I. After 15, 20 minutes of demonstration, it was gone. The person couldn't even remember the details. Because the soul got what? Disentangled. Then we did it for phobia. This person was afraid of snakes. We did it several times. Just looking at it on the screen, they will feel anger, they will feel pain, they will in some cases cry. After 15-minute, 20-minute demonstration, they're looking at it like this. You know why? Because the soul that was entangled by that strong emotion was free. Energy. So when you do your meditation and spiritual practice, you are continuously disentangling. The problem is most people think, oh, you want to feel better? Take this, put this in your aura, chant this, put this stuff in your aura. When in reality, the key to healing is not putting stuff in, it's emptying out, removing the chains. Okay? That's that. Very simple. So if you're going through a lot of emotional pain, anger, stress, and whatever else, step number one is to look at it objectively. Is this emotion I, or it is what I'm generating? I'm feeling anger and I'm anger, two different things. When you say I'm feeling anger, that means you are perceiving that I'm generating this anger, but I'm not that anger. When you say I'm angry, that's it, you're screwed. That means you made yourself the anger. Then you wonder how come you can't get out of it. Meditate on it. Okay, shall we? Put your hands on your heart. Focus on your crown. I am that I am. I'm not the body or any sensations of the body. I'm not any of my feelings and emotions. I'm not any of my thoughts. I'm not even the mind. The body, the emotions, and the mind are just instruments of the soul. I am the soul. I create the thoughts, I create the feelings, I create the movements and actions of this body. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, divine power. I am that, the soul, the spiritual self. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I am connected in one to the divine spark within me, the divine spirit in me. I am a child of God. I'm one with God. I'm one with all. There's only oneness. Just be still. Allow your awareness and consciousness to float above your head. I am the soul. Open your palms in blessing. We will do meditation twin hearts as taught to us by my teacher, Grandmaster Chua Sui. So be aware of your heart, your hands. Imagine beautiful pink light pouring out of our hands and filling up the entire earth. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Wherever there's hatred anywhere in the world, let me sow unconditional love. Feel love in your heart. Feel love for someone you really care about, and share that love not just with one person but the entire earth. Let that loving energy from your heart pour out through your hands and fill up the entire earth. Where there's injury, let me sow pardon and forgiveness. Where there's doubt, let me sow faith. Where there's despair, let me sow hope. Where there's darkness, let me sow light, sadness, joy. Just be aware of your heart. Allow the beautiful pink light from your heart to flow down through your hands, filling the earth with peace, with love, with a spirit of forgiveness, with hope and with faith, with light and lots of joy. So be it. So be it. Just be still. Now be aware of your heart. Take a deep breath. Be aware of your crown. Exhale. Just stay there. Be aware of your crown. Be aware of your hands. Imagine the golden light from your crown flowing down through your hands and filling up the entire earth. Just say, our hearts are one, our souls are one. From the heart of God, through my soul, through my entire being, may every person, every being on earth be blessed with loving kindness. May all be blessed with great joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony, and divine peace. Blessings be to all. So be it. Be still. Now, gently be aware of your heart, your crown at the same time. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Imagine golden light more intense than before pouring out of our hands and blessing our homes and our loved ones. Your relatives, your friends. Let the golden light spread throughout the city, the country. Let it spread to all the countries in the world. Fill the entire earth with intense golden light. Our hearts are one, our souls are one, our spirits are one. There's only oneness. From the center of the heart of God, through my spirit, through my soul, through my entire being, may every person, every being on earth be blessed with loving kindness. May all be blessed with great joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony, and divine peace. May all be blessed without exception. So be it. Now be still and just let the blessings flow through us. We're just the channels in the pipelines. Let the blessings of peace, love, joy, and happiness flow through us. Blessings be to all. Blessings be to all. Now lower your hands. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Just be still. Imagine a beautiful golden light just floating above your head. Be aware of the love within your heart. Send a stream of love from your heart up to your throat, to the center of your head, to your crown, and into the golden light. Stay there. Just be aware of that beautiful golden light. The light's getting brighter and brighter. You're not the body, you are that brilliant light. You're not any of your emotions, you are that brilliant being of light. You're not any of your thoughts, you are that brilliant light. Be still. Meditate on the brilliant light. There's only light. There's only light. Be still. Be aware of the inner stillness. Be aware of the brilliant light. And just let go. Now. Gently, slowly, very gently and slowly come back to your body. Gently move your fingers, move your toes. Gently and slowly come back. Raise your hands in blessing. Let's release excess energies our bodies cannot absorb. Imagine all the people you love in front of you. Smile at them. Fill them with beautiful golden light. Fill them with love, with light, and joy. May all of them be blessed with good health, much happiness, abundance, and prosperity, and spirituality. So be it. So be it. Now be aware of your feet. In the base of your spine, project golden light down into the earth. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to Mother Earth. So be it. Okay, let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother. Thank you. To all the spiritual elders, holy masters, to all the saints of all traditions, the archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Swakok Sui Mahaguji Mailing, we thank you for divine light, love, guidance, help, healing, protection. Thank you. In full faith. So be it. Okay, now open your eyes if they're not open yet. Now, we just finished meditation. You notice there was about a minute and a half of silence. At that time, most of you probably experienced as if your body fell asleep or just blank. At that time, at the peak of that silence and that stillness, you are experiencing your true nature, the soul, the spiritual self. Just a glimpse of it, but even that glimpse, you notice there's no feelings, no thoughts, no physical sensations. That is at its almost purest form. So from that perspective, you look out into the world, that is seeing things clearly. When people want clarity, that is true clarity. Because from there you get to see, okay, in this particular situation, these feelings come up. When I'm with someone I love, I feel this loving energy. When I'm with people who are not so nice, I can feel this anger or this stress. When the situation goes my way, this is what I feel. When situations are not going my way, this is what I feel. Make sense? So at that point, when you're in this, from this perspective, from this vantage point, you're experiencing your true self. Make sense? So if you do this meditation over and over and over again, what you will notice, you can take that stillness and peace into your everyday life. So even though when things are exploding around you, there's chaos, by choice, you can pull yourself out of it and observe, this is what's happening. Okay, what are the options? What should I do? Because at that point, you're seeing it from your true self. That's that. Lesson's always been the same, just different perspectives. But it's always super, super important for you to experience some level of stillness, some level of silence and stillness every day, so you can wake yourself up. Now, if you think about it, it's almost the opposite, right? In order to wake yourself up, you have to go into stillness. Most people think, That's falling asleep. But most people are metaphorically asleep to their true self. So by meditating and practicing stillness, you wake up to your true self. Now, does this happen overnight? You can do it every day? No. Think about it. If a person is chained down with so many worries, cares, concerns, addictions, worries, phobias, whatever, to be able to disentangle that within minutes is possible, but for most people, not realistic or probable. So it takes time. It's a process to disentangle. And I saw a comment there. Somebody says, "Oh, they already took the panic psychotherapy class. How come they're still controlled by their thoughts, their feelings, and whatever addictions?" That's why there's this thing called practice. The practice systematically disentangles. And that's the thing that's kind of drives me nuts. It's like people say, "I took the class, it didn't do anything for me." The question is, did you practice? If you're not practicing, it doesn't do anything for you. Are you practicing consistently? You practice once. Actually, I had some people ask me one time, "We go, when I take this class, what will it do for me?" I go, "Nothing. Won't do anything for you." By taking the class alone, doesn't do anything. By taking the class and practicing what's taught in the class, yes, you transform your life. Simple as that. You listening to this video, watching this video, does it do anything for you? Nothing. But as you practice with us, yes, it definitely does something for you because you're doing it to yourself. We're just assisting. All right? So, we will see you about, let's see, look at the time here, 7 hours and 21 minutes for the next Anchor the Light. Okay? Namaste, everyone. You all take care, and we will see you next Anchor the Light. God bless. Bye-bye.